Coming at you from a quiet assembly hall on a pretty decent Saturday afternoon. We just watched IU get beat yet again, this time at the hands of Michigan State, 74 to 72. We'll just get right into it. Sam, we saw kind of a comeback at the end, and then something really sad happened.
Yeah, they were down 11 with 3 minutes 50 seconds left. A few people started to leave, kind of like the last game when they lost to Iowa, but they shouldn't have because IU came back, kept on basically hacking Michigan State and said beat us at the line. Michigan State is the Big Ten's worst free throw shooting team, so they didn't beat them at the line, gave them a chance. Um, Skipping ahead, ultimately IU had what it came down to was Yogi Ferrell 2 free throws to force overtime. Hit the first where it bounced in, and it looked like it shouldn't have gone in. It had no business going in. And then the second one did the exact same thing when it bounced out. Yogi pulls his jersey over his head. He's sad. IU loses. And now they wait to see if their seventh. Well, I guess this video will be posted by the time they know. But now they wait till the Big Ten tournament. It'll either be a 7 seed or 8 seed to try and salvage something at the end of this year.
Yeah, Michigan State took 14, I believe 14 free throws in the last minute 53, I want to say, something along those lines. They made 7 of them. Anyway, they took 14 free throws at the end of the game, and they made 7 of them. IU gave them every opportunity to win this game, and they just didn't do it.
They did it.
Well, they didn't. They didn't run away with it. They
Right.
did win the game at the end. Yogi, 85% free throw shooter. He's kind of the guy you want at the line. He's your team leader. He's one of your better free throw shooters. He's your leading scorer, and it just didn't happen. It looked like the first one wasn't supposed to go in, like you said. And then the second one did the same thing. They were both kind of rattly. Neither one of them looked smooth or confident. I'd be pretty nervous too if I were doing that with the chance to possibly save your season going to the NCAA tournament. So what it came down to was 2 free throws maybe to save IU's season, and it just didn't end up happening.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about how close those free throws were. One, the fan behind me was halfway through like a swear word before he realized, oh wait, it's actually gonna go in. But yeah, I was thinking about what I would do if I was up there, and I would have missed 10 out of 10.
I would have airballed the
So
ball.
I was really nervous for him.
I would have hit him.
Sam's
Okay.
confident though.
I hit some veins.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just a pressure situation, and Yogi didn't convert. But after the game, he talked about like he's still confident in himself, and he still wants to be up there at the line at the end of the game. Another thing was there was a few controversial calls in the game. I thought that played a huge factor. I don't think it was unfair officiating, but I think Michigan State took advantage of some leniency by the officials. They were playing a little more aggressively than IU was, and that led to a bit of an advantage on their part. I don't think it was unfair officiating by any means. I don't think they were calling it one-sided, but I just think that if IU played a little more aggressively and took advantage of that leniency, then they'd have been in better shape.
Yeah, the biggest marker of that being at the end of the first half when Yogi Ferrell sets up for a 3 and a Michigan State player on the ground grabs his leg and pulls him. Happened too quickly to actually really know what happened at the time. Kind of looked like it could have been a 50-50 call either way, but in the replay, I'm pretty sure it's a foul. It didn't get called a foul. IU missed out on 3 free throws, ended up losing by 2. That's how basketball works, and it's sad. But we're at the end of the season. IU finishes 19-12. They finish 9-9 in the Big Ten. They will be either 7th or 8th when the Big Ten tournament starts next Wednesday. IU will play on Thursday in the United Center in Chicago, and we're at kind of crisis mode. We're at like DEFCON 4. Just about with Indiana. I mean, fans are freaking out. There's a new website, TomCreanBuyout.com, that counts down the seconds until Tom Crean's buyout drops from $12 million to $7.5 million. People are angry, and people aren't really sure what's going to happen if IU is going to play in the NCAA tournament or the NIT, or IU doesn't play in the CBI because Fred Glass said we don't play in the CBI or Indiana. But nobody really knows what's going to happen, and I think all bets are probably off at who's going to be the IU coach next year, right?
No, I mean only because Fred Glass publicly. There's some question in it, but I don't think all bets are off. Only because I think it's still very much in Tom Crean's hands if he wants to come back. Only because Fred Glass publicly supported him, went out of his way to contact the Herald Times, ESPN, and kind of make a big deal out of that, and then made those comments about not slitting your wrists that were inappropriate.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, yeah, it is a crisis mode. Indiana fans are going to be among the most passionate. They'll overreact either way, no matter what happens. So it's definitely a sticky situation for everybody involved in the program, and I think around the program even, just because you feel awkward, you don't know how to respond if you're a fan right now, because yeah, you want these guys to do good, but you also want them to do bad enough where you prompt some sort of change
Yeah.
in some way, whether it be just realizing that you need to do things differently, or going to an extreme of a coaching change, of a system change, something. So it's really just an awkward situation that you don't want to be in before the Big Ten tournament when you got to go to Chicago and play your best basketball in front of everybody.
No, you don't want to lose 8 out of 12 in March or in February and March, and you don't want to lose 3 in a row going into the postseason. That's obviously not good. You want to be playing your best basketball right about now.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you, Sam. I think that Green will be here another year. I mean, this is a young team, and I think Fred West knows that, and he'll give Tom Green one more season to develop and get that going. But yeah, you guys are right. I mean, just all bets are off. No one really knows what's going on with IU. It's kind of in free fall. Everything just seems to be happening so fast with all these losses. And I mean, everyone keeps like putting IU down a little bit more on the bubble, a little bit further down, but like no one seems really willing to take them off. So
That's true.
I mean, that's curious. I don't know if a loss in the first round of the Big Ten tournament, or excuse me, the second round after their bye, is really the straw that breaks the camel's back. But that's not really my decision to decide, and we'll see what happens.
I thought you had a vote in that. I didn't know if you were on a committee.
I'd like to, but
We'll let them know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is interesting because nobody's really willing to necessarily take Indiana off. I think Joe Lunardi at ESPN's been the biggest pessimist, if you will, with Indiana. He's keeping them low. But if you look at the aggregates data, Indiana's around a 10, or was a 10 before today. Close loss to Michigan State's not going to kill you too much, but it's definitely still on that bubble where there's a few upsets, in these smaller tournaments, and other teams get automatic buys, or whatever happens, or automatic berths, and things that happen. Indiana's just kind of got to dodge those bullets, and I think they just got to win a game of the Big Ten tournament.
right, the ball's in their court. I mean, pun intended, I guess. But if they win a game, I think they'll be okay. If they win 2 games, I'm pretty confident that they'll make the tournament.
Problem is, it's been in their court the last 2 games.
Oh, yeah, they've had
That's
3
true.
very winnable games. They're very good chances to kind of secure their spot, but they just haven't been able to do that. I mean, 20 wins is kind of like a benchmark for this team, but they just haven't been able to get there. And even today, they were 9-8 going into the game, and 10-8 in the conference sounds a lot better than 9-9, but they just weren't able to do it.
Yeah, you kind of need 20 wins. Obviously, it's been done with 19, with 18 wins even. But we'll see what happens. And IU will be playing Thursday in Chicago in the United Center. We will all be up there for that. Check out our stuff on idsnews.com coming up in a few minutes and later on tonight. And then we'll be with you throughout the rest of the season, however long that lasts.